Hey, Amber.
They saw my tum-tum!
The moon landing didn't happen.
Are you actually gonna wear that?
Okay, fine. You're the queen of lolcows. Well done, you.
Did she spray Pam on the food?
That ass, though. I am the worst YouTuber ever. I don't know why I'm making this so difficult. Like it's just a cat. Just a cat.
Hey folks, what's good? I'm Professor Dietz, and today we're going to go back in time for a history lesson on another one of Amber's disappearing cats. Now, Amber recently claimed that we all just hate some character that we made up based on her actions from a long time ago. And while it's true, she has been displaying horrible behavior since she started her YouTube many years ago, she has in fact done quite a few things in just the last year, for instance, to warrant the feelings that we have for her. The loss of Rarity is one of the main ones on my mind. Remember, Amber, two things can be true at once. You could have been a neglectful pet parent in the past, and also be a neglectful pet parent in the present. It's not just some made-up character that we're angry with. It's the actual behavior that she's put online, both past and present, for all to see. What makes it even worse is that Amber continues to try to use Rarity as a source of sympathy. But every time she does, it only serves to add to the anger that I have about the entire situation. The fact of the matter is, Rarity was just the latest pet of hers that has gone missing from her so-called care. All this talk of her and her pets recently has had my mind searching through time for all the examples that I knew of. And I was reminded of Scarlett, one of the less discussed cats that Amberlynn Reid once had for a very brief period of time in the Destiny era. So, in light of Amber's recent changing stories and sympathy pleas about Rarity, I thought it would be interesting to remind ourselves of who Scarlett was and what happened to her. I set out to really learn about Scarlett and her fate with Amber Reid. And as it happens, in the process of learning about this little kitten, I once again unearthed a timeline that Amber manipulated to make it seem less terrible than it was. Today, I am going to be taking you through a complete history of Scarlett's existence on Amber's channel and the kind of care that she received from this woman that claims to love her pets more than anything else. I'll be offering you the context of what was going on for Amber during this time and taking you on my journey to figuring out Scarlett's actual timeline. Will this be a very winding road? Yes, it will. Definitely took me a couple of days of going back and forth between all the videos in this time period to just figure everything out. But will we also see this kitten's story as it truly was, rather than how Amber tried to portray it? Hell yes. So, let's begin. Let me take you back to December of 2015, to a moment when Amber and Destiny were scooting around Walmart.
We literally, don't make fun of us, ride this around. She does it because I'm embarrassed too. And I do it because I have a hurt foot and it just really hurts to do anything. I know it's really pathetic, but I kind of have to admit this is kind of like an adult toy. It's kind of fun.
It was a Vlogmas upload titled Another New Family Member, Vlogmas 9 2015. And it was uploaded on December 11th. So you can see that the timelines are already a little bit off. This is when she mentions that she and Destiny will be getting a new cat and where that cat will be coming from.
Destiny's going to be making fudge around Christmas time, and now we need a pan for it. See, we don't think ahead. We really don't.
I didn't even think about that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Anyways, super exciting news. Do you want to be the one to tell them?
No, you can. I don't know how to say it.
You don't know how to say it. Wasabi's gonna have a little sister. I'm like super excited because Destiny's mom is coming here for like a little mini vacay to see, you know, her children, of course. She's gonna be staying one night with us, I think, at our apartment. There is like this kitten that doesn't have a home and we're gonna take her, and I'm just super excited. Like, I already chose a name for her and everything. And then come the new year in January, we're gonna take Wasabi and his new little sister, it's a kitten by the way, to the vet. I'll have to explain this some whole other day, but we're gonna need to take them to the vet. Anyhow, look at what I'm staring at.
Right then, Scarlett was a kitten that didn't have a home, and she was going to be brought to them by Destiny's mom when she came for a visit for the holidays. Then, in her Vlogmas 13 video, Amber talks through her list of possible cat names.
I have been doing more thinking about cat names, and this is pretty much overall, like, all the ones I thought of. Like, yesterday I told you guys a bunch, but now I have even more. So there's Rarity, Lacey, Varjack, Lyric, Cotton, Paris, Crimson, Liberty, Scarlett, Prism, Winter, and Christmas. I don't know why I'm making this so difficult, like it's just a cat.
Rarity being at the top of that list, that was a gut punch. When she said what she said about naming cats.
I don't know why I'm making this so difficult, like it's just a cat.
She said exactly how she feels, that it is just a cat. I think that was a little bit of her true feelings slipping out there. And the next day, on Vlogmas 14, we get another brief mention of the kitten.
We got our new kitten, and I think I'm just gonna show you guys her tomorrow because she is just venturing right now and she is precious. I have a name in mind, of course, and I'm just gonna see. She's sniffing around right now. Oh, I want to show you guys her so bad, but I want tomorrow to be like the big reveal. She is so cute. She is a lot smaller than I thought she'd be, and she's so cute. I'm trying to have her and Wasabi, you know, be brother and sister like they should be. Wasabi's like not having it. He keeps tensing up, and she keeps making kind of just like a little growl noise. You know, it's hard because this is Wasabi's turf, but I'm sure they'll eventually, you know, get along. It's just gonna take a little bit, but they are so cute, both of them. My little Wasabi man, and I'm not gonna say her name yet because I keep telling Destiny, okay, I like this name, but she's like, just give it some time, you know, get to know her first. And I'm like, fine. But anyways, I'm about to eat. I'm starving.
I find it interesting that already you can see that Amber might be second guessing the new addition to the home. Wasabi is not happy having a new kitten in the house, and is apparently to the point of growling to show it. It's really not a great start, unfortunately. Now, I have two side notes about this same day in this very video. So the first thing is that the video opened up with them receiving an anonymous donation of cat food for gastrointestinal issues, and it was just on their doorstep because Wasabi had been having some really bad stomach problems.
Hello, everybody. So we're confused. So we're getting ready to leave for work, and we come out here and we have two piles of Royal Canine Gastrointestinal High Energy veterinary diet cat food, and we have no idea where it came from. Not many people know that our cat has diarrhea. We are so confused. They didn't leave a note or anything. I am so late for work that I'm bringing my breakfast with me.
Did you just hear Destiny say something in the background? I think she just said, "We're not late." So she's just calling Amber out for lying right now. That's kind of funny. Let's listen to that one more time just to be sure. Yep, that's exactly what Destiny said.
I'm having yogurt, Greek yogurt, and some protein granola. Honestly, if it was one of you guys, like, that's where my mind keeps going. Like, it was one of you guys who did it. Is that weird? Anyways, to whoever did it, I need to find out and thank you very much. Like, How random. Who do you think it was?
I think it was our next door neighbors.
Why?
I don't know.
We don't even talk to them.
But they can hear us yelling at each other and saying, "He pooped on the couch," you know, stuff like that. And like, it's diarrhea, you know, like, I mean, those walls aren't soundproof.
Can you imagine living next to Amberlynn and literally anybody else that she lives with? The amount of yelling that would go on in that home. Ugh. I don't think I could stay. I mean, even Destiny is like admitting that they're loud and they're yelling and the walls are thin, and yet I guess they just continue to do it because they don't care about the neighbors. Anyway, look, Amber's making the face she makes today. Started all the way back here. All right, moving on.
I'm like, so. Oh, maybe it was Jessica. No, she would have left it on the table. I'm so confused on who did this, but I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't feed Wasabi wet food.
But
so
that's for gastrointestinal.
I understand that it's for gastrointestines, but I don't feed him wet food, and I don't know if I feel comfortable feeding him wet food because he's always been purely dry. And we're getting our new cat tonight, and I don't want to confuse the process because I want them both to be on just dry food. I don't know what to do, but I still appreciate it so much. Like, whoever did this deserves some thank yous.
So, they already had this really sick cat, and Amber isn't really even sure that she wants to help him with this food. And we all know that bringing Scarlett into the home that night is only going to exacerbate Wasabi's stress and thus his stomach problems. The second side note, in this video, as I said, Amber mentions having very bad anxiety at the time and was bordering on having panic attacks again.
I look like a hot mess, and I'm currently at work, but I'm clocked out. I'm just waiting for Destiny to clock out, and the night's pretty mellow, and I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys. I struggle really bad with anxiety. I started getting anxiety when I was around 18. I'd have really bad panic attacks. I'd be like just in a state of paralysis with my panic attack. Like, I've gone to the hospital several times because of it. Like, I don't talk about this a lot because it's just something I don't really like talking about, but for a while there I kind of just like conquered it. I did not get anxiety for a while, but for I want to say about 2 to 3 years. I'm gonna say about 2 years. I couldn't even like leave my house without having a panic attack, and I couldn't go to the movie theaters. I couldn't do anything. Wherever there was just a lot of people, I'd get really bad anxiety. It is one of the worst feelings. During an anxiety attack, my chest would hurt, I'd get numb, my arm would hurt, I'd have a clenched jaw, which was really odd sometimes. I couldn't stop shaking, and just everything on me just was off. Like, it was just miserable, and I literally felt like I was dying. Honestly, that's just the best way to describe it. And the feeling just never went away, and it was just horrible. Like, I haven't had a actual like legitimately panic attack in a long time. It's been about 4 years. When I moved in with Crystal and her family in Virginia, like, my anxiety just went away. I wasn't so much stressed. I was just like very mellow and laid back because of the opportunity that was presented to me, where I kind of just got to relax instead of worry so much.
I had to break in here real quick because Amber, I think what you were looking for was you didn't have to work or do anything at all, ever. You did nothing. They paid for all of your life and fed you and gave you a home, and you did nothing. That's why you were so relaxed.
In a lot of ways, like, living in Virginia really just helped me in a lot of ways. Like, I lost a lot of weight and my anxiety was like gone. Like, it felt really good, don't get me wrong. There were times where I felt anxiety, but I never had a panic attack, and I was just like the happiest person because panic attacks literally ruined me for the longest time. Now that I'm living on my own in Florida and I have a job and I'm just like so stressed about bills and money and just time, and I have more friends that I did in Virginia, and I feel like that has a lot to do with how I'm currently feeling.
So you have a lot more friends, i.e., Destiny has friends, and you hang out with them, but somehow they contribute to your anxiety? Amber, that doesn't make any sense. Ugh, what are you trying to say? Can you just wrap this up, please? You're rambling.
I'm feeling my anxiety creep back up. Today was really bad for me. I cried in the bathroom at work a couple times because I felt just so overwhelmed with anxiety. I did not have a panic attack, but I felt like I was gonna have one, and it really started to scare me, and I don't know what to do about it. I was prescribed medicine before, and I never took it because I'm just the type of person who doesn't take pills. I just don't want to, and I don't care to, and it just, I don't know. That's like a whole other story. Like, it's mainly because my parents did drugs, and they were addicted to like every drug, every pill. I was actually born a drug baby. Like, that's a whole other story as well. And I was born addicted to drugs. So even if it's just like a Tylenol, like I won't even take it. I know I'm not gonna get like addicted or die from it or anything, but I refrain from medicine. Disney and I had a whole plan for Christmas. We were gonna go like on a little mini vacation just for one night to somewhere really pretty and kind of just like spend time together, because we really don't get like 2 days off next to each other, and we thought we were going to, and it turns out that I have to work on Christmas, and that really like upset me really bad. I didn't know how to handle it. My boss is really nice, but she wasn't asking anybody like what hours they wanted to do. Like, I had plans on Christmas, and now I have to work Christmas, and it just upsets me. Destiny doesn't have to. That just like stressed me out a lot, because she also took away some of my shifts, and I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm confused. I need these shifts, I need the hours, but I'm also like overwhelmed with work, and I feel like that's all I ever do, and I just don't get a time off, and like I'm really just stressing about bills lately, and my roommate moving out, just everything. Like, I'm really trying to like better my health.
Oh my God, Amber, you are rambling so much right now. It's killing me. Look, I wanted to put this in here to show how stressed out Amber was and how much she talked about being overworked and how overwhelmed she is, but now I am getting sick of listening to her say the same thing over and over again. I think we get the point. So I'm just going to rush through the rest of this little speech of hers to make sure we catch it all, but yeah, we get the point. Lots of anxiety, drug baby, etc., etc. Okay.
In like several different ways. That's been stressful for me as well. Even just here at work, I haven't had the opportunity to do like really big grocery shopping since I became a vegetarian. I kind of just got some necessities, if you will. But when I'm here at work, and literally all I brought today was almonds again and clementines and a little Baby Bell cheese and an Atkins bar, just like I did yesterday, and no like real food. It's really hard for me to like find something to eat at work. Yesterday, for an example, they had chicken and rice, which is like one of my favorite things ever that they make, and I couldn't eat any, so I just had them make me a grilled cheese. Like, it wasn't satisfying enough. Like, it was just a floppy grilled cheese with no butter. Like, it was nothing special. Today they had roast beef sandwich with like bacon and stuff, and the bacon smelled so good and looked so good, and I didn't have any because I'm vegetarian now. It's a very big change, and it's happening really quickly, and it's just everything is super overwhelming. So they had some like potato salad left over from lunch, so all I had was that and like a couple bites of cottage cheese. Like, it's just really hard. Come the new year, I'm gonna plan better, and I might start like bringing my own like veggie burgers to work or something. I need to just figure it out for myself. I just feel really overwhelmed with everything. Like, my mother's in prison, my brother's homeless. I haven't heard from my dad in forever. Like, last time I heard from him was like easily like almost 2 years ago, and he was in the hospital because of his diabetes. Like, his diabetes is just really bad, and I don't know, like, I try to do like at-home remedies for like helping with my anxiety. Like, I'll take deep breaths, I'll think happy thoughts, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So I kind of just wanted to open up to you guys a little bit about my anxiety, I guess. It's probably something that you guys didn't really know about, but
She's just overwhelmed by pretty much everything in her life. I don't know. It just seems to me like it is a really bad time to be taking a new kitten into her life. Okay, so the day after that, in her Vlogmas 15, uploaded on the 16th, we get to meet Scarlett for the first time. So let's take a look at that.
Where's the finger? There's the finger. Peekaboo.
you gonna talk? No? Earthquake!
Itchy, itchy, itchy.
Itchy, itchy, ya, ta, ta. That's what that reminded me of. She's like, what? She said, that's way before my time. I guess Wasabi's still in here. Oh, you're trying to eat my phone, huh?
What are you doing? I'ma get you. I'ma get you. Oh, I'ma get you. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Look how tiny she is. Oh, she's so cute. Oh. Oh. I couldn't help it. Like, I had to show you guys her cuteness. What are you doing on here? Oh, you don't go on top of it. You go inside of it. She's making it shake. Oh my god. Come here. Mama got you. Mama got you. You talking to me? She was just talking to me.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Oh, oh, oh. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
She's super adorable.
Trying to eat my finger.
Okay, go home now. Go home. Oh gosh. She's precious. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Like, cute cat or what?
Now, I find it kind of interesting that Amber really didn't say much about her new kitten whatsoever throughout that entire scene. She and Destiny both just kind of, sat there while filming this little kitten inside her cave. Sure, they were reacting to what Scarlett was doing, but where was the gushing about her? Where were all the stories about her first night and day in her new home? Now, maybe it's just me, but I would have expected Amber to excitedly tell us about their first experiences together. This introduction feels a bit, I guess, empty overall because of it. It's almost like she's showing us someone else's new kitten. And then a little later on in this same vlog, Amber tells us once again where Scarlett came from.
Rocky Road. But anyways, we just visited her mom and her grandma for like 2 seconds. Destiny's mom came from Kentucky. She's visiting for a little under a week. That's how we got the cat. Like, she found the cat, put on Facebook, like, who wants this kitten? And we're like, us, like, duh. So that's why she brought it. But yeah, off to work. Another day, another dollar.
And then the vlog just ends abruptly, totally out of nowhere. And there are no more mentions of the kitten. They're just opening presents with Destiny's mom. It's super weird, right? We did get to see Scarlett a bit more, of course. She didn't just disappear within a couple of days. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'll just put a little compilation here of the few more appearances of Scarlett in the vlog. Now, I will tell you now, there were a few times that both Amber and Destiny were too rough with her, in my opinion. But I'm not going to put those in here, so if you're worried about seeing them, you won't.
Look at your hair bow.
How's your day going?
Scarlett Johansson.
How's your day going?
Pretty good. How's yours?
Good.
None of those are for you, Mr. Man.
Hey, I can't spray him.
Look at.
And that is my finger, and I'm going to chew on it.
She's so gentle though. Like so gentle.
Jojo.
I have a cat chewing on my finger.
So that feels good.
Oh, it's just a baby.
We've been keeping this open only when we're home, and he loves it out here. He's right there. It's really gross out here. Like, I have no idea what that is, you guys, but it's been stained since we have lived here. What we wanted to do was get a carpet for out here because it's honestly disgusting. But our lease is up in May, and we're most likely moving. I don't know where to, but Scarlett to everybody. Okay, or not. You ain't gotta. So Scarlett's having an issue being potty trained. She kind of goes by the litter box. She's gone in random boxes around the house. You know, it's okay. I love her still.
It's not just me that sees this, right? Look at her rolling her eyes as she says, "It's okay, I love her still." I mean, I'm certainly not convinced. In fact, the way that she says that, along with looking off into the abyss with a deep eye roll, it tells me the exact opposite. Amber is not loving Scarlett in this moment. She and Wasabi already didn't get along, and now Scarlett's pooping everywhere but the litter box. I have several guesses as to why that might be, and I'm certainly no cat expert. Perhaps it's the fact that Amber later admits to leaving her pets at home for 12 hours at a time, or longer, and that Scarlett is just lonely or scared or maybe even angry. Perhaps it's because there aren't enough litter boxes. Or even more likely, that they are rarely cleaned. I wouldn't blame Scarlett for not wanting to use a dirty litter box, would you? And sure, there could be other reasons as well, but the fact that I can come up with two of them off the bat that have been confirmed since this time leads me to believe that it's not just Scarlett being a slow learner. It's Amber's fault. But of course, she's just gonna blame the kitten. Let's watch that again.
She's gone in random boxes around the house. You know, it's okay. I love her still.
There it is. Right there. The pursed lips, the eye roll. She doesn't like Scarlett right now at all. Doesn't matter what words are coming out of her mouth. She's unhappy, and that's going to be a problem for Scarlett. And no matter whose fault it is that Scarlett isn't using her litter box, Amber's going to blame it on the kitten. And Amber isn't going to be happy.
But, yeah. Destiny's mom left yesterday, which was really depressing. How Wasabi. This is the desk we're trying to get rid of. I think we're going to put it by the dumpster. We've just been pretty busy with work and everything else, but...
Right, you're too busy. You're going to work, or, you're following Destiny to work. But either way, you're not at home for 12 hours or more every day and just leaving your pets alone. So, yeah, I bet that's a big reason why Scarlett isn't behaving the way you want her to behave. She's just a baby. And she doesn't understand why she's being left alone for so long. And nor should she. That's horrible. This next one is December 23rd, and apparently the cats have not yet figured out the litter box situation. Amber shows off a Walmart haul, and in it was this.
We got some cat chow. It's a gentle kind for sensitive cat stomachs because Wasabi's stomach is so freaking, it's just really sensitive, and yeah. So this is easy digestion. I like that. We also got this stuff because Wasabi, he still poops on the couch sometimes. It's definitely not as much as usual. And Scarlett has been doing it because she thinks it's okay now. She's trying to learn how to use the cat box. We got this to see if it'll make them not do that because you spray it and it's like a deterrent. So,
more bad news for Scarlett's future. Wasabi and Scarlett were obviously both unhappy in some way, which is really very sad. But what does Amber do to try and resolve the issues? She doesn't think about why they might be unhappy and try to make changes for the better. She doesn't reflect and think, what might she be doing or not doing that is making them both do these, uncharacteristic things. She doesn't do any of that. She just buys this cat spray to try and make them stop going on the furniture. I think anyone with pets should be looking at the whole situation and try to figure out why their pet is acting out, and not just try to, deter them from a behavior without understanding the root cause of it. And once again, it just shows me that Amber doesn't really care how her cats are doing. She just wants them to stop doing things that she doesn't like. She just kind of wants them to figure it out on their own. One shows that you love and care for your animal's well-being, while the other shows that you care only for yourself. Anyway, let's move on. So after this, Amber doesn't show her pets at all for a while. There's Christmas celebrations with family. Amber and Destiny go to Destin on their holiday.
King size bed, bitches. Okay, sorry, I had a moment.
She vlogs from work. They go to restaurants after work and then straight to Destiny's dad's place after that. And no matter where the cats are and who is feeding them during all this time, well, actually, in fact, Amber tells us that her cats have been at Destiny's dad's.
I'm not sure when we're going back home. I think tonight. I don't know. We have the cats with us here. They've been here the whole time that we've been staying here. Sometimes we just stay here for reasons because we're super close to work here, and when we're at home, like, we're so far from work, and it's just sometimes it's just easier to stay here. We always bring our pets with us, of course, like unless we're gonna stay for like 1 night or 2 nights. Like, cats are very independent and they have their food and their water and everything they need.
But no matter what, it's not Amber being home with them trying to help Scarlett and Wasabi work through their issues. These cats needed more than just someone checking in a few times a day in order to give them some food and water. They were obviously not happy, and Amber wasn't there for them. She wasn't helping them find happiness. She was just expecting them to buck up and figure it all out themselves, and do so through the instability of being left in a house that wasn't theirs, where they were also left alone all the time anyway.
I'm finally back home. I haven't been home in, it feels like, a week, so it's just been a madhouse.
It isn't parenting. And it's not love either. Scarlett was literally still just a baby who had been homeless up until just a week or so before this, and she still has absolutely no stability in her life. And did I mention that Twinkie was there too now? No? Right, because she was. This was right around the same time that they got her. So, not only were there 2 cats, but now they took in a third animal, Twinkie, and they weren't there for her either. Just look at this clip.
So, we're going to work. Yeah, she does need a sweater. We're trying to get Twinkie Star to go potty, but she just won't go. She's so cold. We're gonna have to get her a sweater. I know, like, a lot of people are like, that's animal cruelty to put animals in clothing, but I mean, I don't want her to be cold out here. And honestly, it's pretty cold for Florida. Thank God, I prefer the cold, but I don't think Twinkie Star does. She's so go potties.
Go potty. Go good girl. Mom said she's not sure if she calls it good girl or going potty.
Good girl. Go good girl.
Mom said that this is how Chloe acts too sometimes. Like, she doesn't want to go because she's used to just being able to run out, go, and come back.
Well, we put a little potty thing down in the puppy pad in the room.
Go potty.
Alright, I'm gonna go off to work.
She wants to go.
I love you. I love you, baby.
Twinkie's not going to the bathroom outside, and she's just moping around with her little head down, obviously sad. And then they just put down some puppy pads and leave. It's heartbreaking. She's got this dog that's so sad that she won't go to the bathroom outside, and 2 cats that are so unhappy that they're pooping all over the house, and all that these 2 do is leave them alone for most of the day. In fact, on January 6th, they go to Alabama so Destiny can see a Star Wars movie in 4D, and Amber didn't even go in with her. Amber just sat in a bookstore the entire time.
Where's the closest gas station to here?
Right over there.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I guess we can't do Sam's Club because it's members only. Thanks for the discrimination, Sam's Club. Thanks. So I'm here at Books A Million. I've been sitting here for over an hour. Like, at first I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so boring. Oh my god, I'm gonna hate every moment of this. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But then I started working on some writing that I've been doing, and I'm feeling like a lot better about the situation, because sometimes knowing that I have to sit somewhere for like a really big amount of time, I'm like overwhelmed by it. But now I'm like really like liking it. I have window view, which I'm a people watcher, and I have the view of people walking in, and this is like where they serve the drinks and the snacks and whatnot. I was gonna get something, but I decided not to because I have a diet soda right here, and this is my writing, so things are going good. I'm hoping Destiny's having a good time watching her movie, and I hope the chairs move a lot and she enjoys herself. And I saw her post on Facebook and then on Snapchat that she was the only person in the theater, and I was like, oh, I should have went with her, but just Star Wars is not my thing at all, so sorry.
She chose to sit in a bookstore doing nothing over her pets that had been clearly telling her that they needed someone to care for them. No, just no. And anyone, by the way, who might say, oh, but the roommate was there during the day, right? No, because this is when she moved out.
I am completely stressed out. Like, I don't think there has been a time in my recent life where I felt this stressed out. And it scares me because I really don't want my anxiety to come back. As you guys know, Destiny and I had a roommate. We signed a 10-month lease. That is a contract that you don't want to break for many reasons. You don't want to break it because you don't want your credit score to go down. It could make future rentals or owning homes like just not, how do you word that? Make them not want you. Yeah, it could make it harder. It would just make you look very unresponsible. Like you can't go through a whole contract without breaking it. That just, you don't want to break any type of contract. It's that simple. We were super excited moving in. We're like, yes, a 10-month lease. We all have our own apartment. It was the first time any of us had our own place. We were all super excited, and like we were all planning like, oh, we're gonna put like patio furniture on the patio, and we're gonna like get bar stools for the bar, and we're gonna decorate and put the TV this way. We're gonna all pitch in to get a TV. Like, we were thrilled. We were excited. The 3 of us were thinking, oh, we're gonna get a house next time, and we're gonna all, be roommates again. Fairy tale land completely stopped. Our roommate has this man friend. I don't even know if they're dating, and I really don't think I care. She became really close to him. He was always here, and I was like, I was totally cool with that. Like, he could live here. I don't really care. Just as long as we all agreed that every single bill in this apartment would be split between all of us. And we all agreed to that. All of a sudden, our roommate started staying at her boyfriend's house. I'm just gonna say boyfriend, like for days. And we're like, wow, I wonder, how she's doing. Like, we go literally a couple weeks without seeing her, and it was really getting odd. And finally I texted her, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, I've been seeing you in forever. And she's just like, oh, I've been staying at blah, blah, blah's house. And I'm like, oh, okay. And a couple weeks later, I was like, so are we still like planning on getting a house after this? Or are we still gonna like be roommates after this? I kind of just wanted to know what was going on in her head because we like never talked about it. She admitted that she's gonna be moving out because she wants to live with her boyfriend, and I was like, okay.
So there was absolutely no one at home with the pets if Amber and Destiny left them there, and if they were brought to Destiny's dad's house, there really wasn't anyone there either. They were always just left alone. But then, after watching about, 16, 20 more videos, I realized that we weren't seeing Scarlett anymore at all. Like, no appearances, no mention of this little kitten that they had just gotten. And that's when I finally got to the video titled, Where's the Kitty? Don't worry, it's not too long.
Hello everybody. Okay, so I'm looking like the biggest hot mess in the world, but that's okay. I'm just on my way to work here in a minute. But I wanted to answer a question that keeps floating around is, where's the kitty? I'm gonna answer your guys' question. What happened? So I'm gonna start back when I first moved here, which was about 7 months ago. We had Gracie, which was Destiny's cat, and she was so, like, the sweetest little thing. And then we had Leia, which was Jessica's dog. We figured, okay, 2 animals, that's enough, that's good. So that was that. Like, I fell in love with both of the animals. They're both precious as ever. And then one day we woke up and Gracie was gone.
Amber, look at you. You can't even look at the camera when you say that. She has to look off to the side when she says one day Gracie was just gone. She doesn't even believe herself when she says it.
And I'm freaking out, scattering everywhere. And I'm like, where is Gracie? Like, what happened? Gracie ran away.
Look, there it is again. And I even think I see a little bit of Duper's delight. Just the slightest of smiles as she reminisces about the time Gracie ran away. Wow.
And all in that, like, kind of swift motion, Gracie ran away and our roommate moved out. So we had no more pets. And it was kind of sad because I love pets. I love giving them the love that they need. Like, no pet should ever be in a shelter or in a freaking cage somewhere in a store. Like, no.
And yet somehow she seems to think that leaving them alone in her house for 14 hours at a time is just fine. Amber, that's not offering them the love that they need. That's abandoning them even more than they were when they were at the shelter.
So we went on the hunt for a kitty, and that's how we got Wasabi. And I am so, like, lucky to have him because he is the best kitty cat in the whole world. And I'm just really happy. So, moving on. Wasabi was alone a lot because, you know, while we were at work, we wanted him to have someone to play with. So we were going back and forth. Should we get a cat or should we get a dog? Should we get a cat or should we get a dog? So all within, again, the same swift motion, we privately, we didn't like say this in a vlog or anything really, was getting a cat and a dog around the same time. So we were gonna have 3 pets, and the 3 pets were Scarlett, which was the kitten that you guys are wondering about, and then Twinkie, the dog that we have now. I'm just gonna say now, Scarlett and Wasabi did not get along. Like, they would constantly fight. We realized that I don't know if I mentioned this, but Wasabi's eye was infected, which we got that fixed, don't worry. Wasabi's eye was infected because Scarlett scratched on it. They would fight a lot, and we tried to break it apart. We tried to get them to know each other for, you know, like 2 weeks or whatever, and that's a long time. Like, they were together for a long time, and they should have adapted to each other, but we felt like it was just getting worse. What's amazing is Twinkie and Wasabi get along perfectly, so it's kind of like, it's almost like it was meant to be. But the reason why we had to get rid of Scarlett is because our apartment complex only allows us to have 2 pets. I was like, oh, okay, like, cool. So obviously we wouldn't have gotten rid of Scarlett. We would have tried to make Scarlett and Wasabi get along a little better at least. You know, it really is sad. I think of Scarlett often, but she is living with Destiny's friend, and we would not just give Scarlett to anybody. We had to make sure that, you know, it was a nice home and stuff, and she already had 2 other cats, and the 2 other cats, like, got along with any cat. So we tried to see how Scarlett was around them, and they were actually fine. I don't know if it's because Wasabi was like, whoa, who's this cat on my territory? Like, I honestly don't know. Wasabi was probably just trying to be a macho man. I had to get rid of her, and I'm sorry I didn't, like, mention it to you guys. Like, I don't show everything in my vlogs or my videos. I don't, like...
Ah, yes, one of Amber's favorite things to say when she gets caught telling a lie or not offering all the information about something. But what she doesn't understand is there's no way for the audience to ask questions about things that she hasn't already brought up on her channel. It isn't prying. Scarlett was in her videos, so of course her audience is asking about her. It just doesn't make sense when she makes this argument. All Amber has to do is not put something in a video, and people won't know to ask about it. Easy as that.
Literally, there's like 95% of my life you guys just know nothing about. And it's for a bunch of reasons, like personal reasons, like you don't need to know everything. I hope that doesn't sound rude, but I get judged a lot on here, and that just comes with being on YouTube, and I've come to accept it. It used to bother me years ago, but now I'm like, I don't care. And it's also because some things I just forget to mention. I don't vlog every day. I don't film every day.
I'm curious because she said the question's been floating around.
I wanted to answer a question that keeps floating around is, where's the kitty?
How many times have people asked her about Scarlett? If she's claiming she just forgot to make a video about it, but people are continuously asking about Scarlett, somehow that doesn't track. To me, that sounds like Amber's just avoiding the question, not forgetting to answer it.
I try to my hardest, but so there is a lot of things I kind of like forget about to say and stuff. But yeah, anyways, so there's the question answered, you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day, great night.
After watching that, my head was spinning even faster. This video was posted mid-February, yet Amber was saying that, they hadn't had Scarlett for a while at this point. In fact, she had mentioned that they had been trying to get Wasabi and Scarlett to get along for about 2 weeks. So, as usual, the first thing I did was head to the comment section to see if I could see anything interesting. Okay, so here we are in the Where's the Kitty comment section. Once again, remember this was posted on February 10th of 2016. So almost 2 full months after they got Scarlett, and a long time after Scarlett was sent to another home. Let's see what people had to say, and we'll go from there.
You mean you purposely let Gracie out so you could get a new kitten?
Yeah, that was one of my first thoughts when she brought up Gracie. I'm not surprised to see this as the very first comment on this video. I don't want to talk too much about Gracie because we have talked about Gracie a whole lot in another video. But yeah, I get why this person is bringing Gracie up right now for sure.
I know people say that, but I wouldn't doubt or blame her if she intentionally ran away. I mean, we've seen how badly Wasabi was treated, specifically by Destiny. Who knows what poor Gracie May went through. I also wouldn't doubt it if AL did in fact let her out, but then GM gunned it and didn't look back. I just hope she was picked up by loving people and lived well the rest of her years, or is living the high life if she's still alive.
Man, isn't it wild that that's literally exactly what people are saying about Rarity now? I bet people have said this word for word. I mean, that says it all. All right, let's move on. As I said, I don't really want to talk about Gracie too much, so we're going to skip through these. Well, it's good that you gave the kitten to a healthy home. My main question, though, is how did you not know? Didn't they make you read and review before you agreed to live there?
And I'm assuming what they're talking about there is only allowing 2 pets in the apartment, which I agree, they should have known.
Plus another thing, with animals, it takes months, not weeks, for them to adapt and get along. Hell, I've had my 2 cats together now for 6 months, and they just started liking each other. LOL. I hope in the future different choices are made, not only for the sake of your home, but for the sake of the animals. Listen, this person hit it on the head, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think that it's possible to get all animals to get along all the time, but Amber did not make an effort to actually get them to acclimate to one another. And therein lies the problem. That's the neglectful part. And look who's up next. It's Dina Dre, one of our faves. And not exactly one of Amber's faves. And I know that Dina Dre has a lot of opinions about how Amber treats her animals, so I bet she's going to have a lot to say right now. Let's take a look, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to spend in this comment section because we have a lot of investigating to do, but I'm curious about Dina's comment.
You just threw them together, and that kitten was so young. You have no idea what animals need. Your life consists of laying around eating when you're home. Dogs need long walks. You can't do this. Attention, mental stimulation, care, love, vet care, and a balanced diet. You cannot take care of yourself properly, let alone an animal. Please get some stuffed animals. Animals are not disposable. They're a life commitment. What will happen if you and Destiny break up? What will happen to the dog? The cat? You moved Destiny's cat of 14 years with no forethought to a new environment, did not pay attention, and she disappeared. Even non-cat people know cats are picky about changes. This was a time she should have been monitored closely. Also, having tags to ID her, she could have had a chance of coming home. The dog and cat should be microchipped. All things that would take away from jewelry, games, or eating out. Stop saying how much you love animals. It makes me fucking sick. Animals amuse you.
Yep, I knew Dina was gonna have a lot to say, and she came through. But look, Amber actually responded. She just can't help herself. She always responds to Dina. What does she say?
Please go back and watch when we had Gracie. Her and I loved each other. She didn't like Leia and it was stressing her out. Also, Gracie always had an ID tag with her name on it and Destiny's phone number. So whoever found her just decided to take it upon themselves to not call us.
And I will say this is yet another blatant lie by Amberlynn, because we know that Gracie did not have her tag on when she was lost. Destiny actually said that during the red couch scene. She was all sad and she was mopey for good reason, and she said something along the lines of, but Gracie didn't have my name on her, i.e. she didn't have her tags on.
Don't be sad. We'll find her. And if we don't, I'm hoping she's in like a good place. Because there are people out there who take cats, you find them and they'll take care of them.
Well, she hasn't heard my name on her.
I know.
So yeah, Amberlynn is once again lying flat out about her pets and how neglectful she is. She just can't help herself. She lies all the time, even about things that are on camera. I cannot stand people who get animals who should never have gotten them in the first place. Yeah, we gotta move on. I gotta say, after all this, it was definitely time for a deeper investigation. But before we dive into that, I personally would like to take a little break for a Corgi Cam. So today we're gonna get some epic slow motion Corgi butt because I think we need to help save the day on this one. It's another pet one and they are always very heavy. And actually, I think we might do 2 Corgi Cams today. Yeah. So here's number 1. So now, having seen everything there was to see about Scarlett in Amber's videos, and knowing that Amber tends to manipulate timelines in her favor, I started out in the comment sections of previous videos to see if we could find out any more information. One of the first things that had stood out to me while watching this set of videos in chronological order, it happened in a video that Amber uploaded on January 16th of 2016. And it was at that point that I noticed that they were showing Twinkie a lot more all of a sudden.
Get him! Get him, Twinkie, get him! Get him, Twinkie!
And if it was noticeable to me, I just figured that it was probably noticeable to other people. So off to the comment section I went, and lo and behold, someone did in fact ask Amber where her cats were.
1313 Kristen Lee. Where's Wasabi and the kitten? Amberlynn Reid. Wasabi's right next to me, heart. Kitten is with a family who really wanted her. Period.
Scarlett didn't even get her name. She just got Kitten. I guess that's because by now she had a different name, huh? Okay, so we know that Destiny's mom brought Scarlett with her when she visited for Christmas, arriving on December 14th. And this video with this comment was uploaded on January 16th. Scarlett was definitely already with another family at this point, but Amber hadn't mentioned it once in her vlog. So I kept looking at more comment sections. And first, I moved forward in time from this one just to see if, any other viewers had been bringing up Scarlett. I'm not going to mention every single video and their respective comment sections here, but here are some of the highlights so you can get the bigger picture of this time period. On January 18th, there was another question about Scarlett and where she was. On January 20th, she started another Weight Watchers era, and, well, the comments were turned off on this video. On January 21st, she pissed everyone off by not wearing gloves while handling food at work. So the comment section was filled to the brim about that.
Not one of them has the decency to put a pair of gloves on. Oh my god, the amount of laws broken in one video. You didn't wash your hands before touching the sprinkles.
Shouldn't you guys be wearing gloves? On January 26th, she talks about not being able to be a vegan while wearing a woodland hunting camo sweatshirt.
No, I can't do it. I really would fail completely.
Once again, kitty conversation deflected. On January 30th, Amber did the 100 Facts About Me video. And someone did notice that she had mentioned having one dog and one cat. I guess she just kind of slipped that in there, hoping that no one would notice. On February 1st, Destiny went to the ER for her acid reflux, as she says. And Amber managed to insult all doctors and nurses, as she does.
This was the worst hospital experience ever. Destin was trying to give blood. The guy had to use, an ear flashlight to find her vein. He was just creeping me out. He was some old man. And just that whole thing literally took about 20 minutes just to find her vein. It's really not that hard. And the doctor's like, so you have a stomach ache? And bam, blames it on acid reflux. Literally, I can go there for my hair falling out, or I can have an itchy eyeball and it's gooped up with green goo, or my pinky fell off and they blame it on acid reflux. I mean, that's just what they do because they're lazy. I was expecting the main doctor to come back in and talk to her and see if she's feeling better, but nope. Just one of his little minions came back in, and
yeah, the comment section blew up about that. Then, on February 7th, her vegan era continued as she was watching documentaries and harping on about how amazing veganism is. But also, she wasn't vegan.
I love these documentaries. So far, I've seen Vegucate, I think it was called, which was last night, and I watched Food Inc. Today. Right now, I'm going to watch Forks Over Knives, and then if I have time or if I'm feeling like it, I'm going to watch Cowspiracy.
The comments on that one were, not surprisingly, full of confusion. Oh god, and then on February 8th, we find her reading about veganism while drinking a Starbucks drink topped with dairy. And there's an unfortunate bonus of showing Destiny changing her shirt. So there was more outrage in the comments for both of those things. All this time, by the way, has gone by. No mention of a cat. On February 9th, she wore the wrong shoes to work and went to Walmart and rode the scooters. And once again, no mention of Scarlett. And then, finally, after that, on February 10th, she addresses the fact that Scarlett has been missing from her vlogs. All of those things happened, and more that I didn't mention, before she actually addressed the fact that the kitten was no longer there. It is just so wild to me. My guess is that, there were more comments about Scarlett, but that Amber was deleting them. Amber even mentioned that there were multiple questions floating around about Scarlett. And I highly doubt that she's referring to just 2 questions. I guess she could be. But I will say that there was absolutely evidence of deleted comments because I was noticing, kind responses were left behind, but whatever was in between them was missing. So whether there were questions about Scarlett in there or not, I don't know. But there were comments deleted. Plus, she could have been getting questions on other platforms as well. Wow, this is all relatively interesting. I still didn't get my answer about exactly how long Scarlett was living with the two of them. And then I remembered that Amber had mentioned the cats, plural, had been at Destiny's dad's house while they were spending time with family, and when they went to Destin, and when they were working long hours and going out to eat and just like coming directly back to Destiny's dad's house.
Tonight, I don't know, we have the cats with us here. They've been here the whole time that we've been staying here.
And I also recall that she said they were working, many days in a row. So I wanted to go back to the comment section of that video and see if I missed anything. As it happens, although that video was her Vlogmas 29 2015, she had uploaded it on January 6th. Like, January 6th, 12 days after the day that it was filmed. In any case, knowing that Amber had said that both of the cats were there after their trip to Destin, I did remember I still had one more place that I could look to cross-reference this information. That's right, off to Destiny's channel I went. Right to her video titled First Cup of Tea, which was posted on May 8th of 2023. Now, Destiny did in fact mention Scarlett in this video, so let's take a look at what she said.
That's also when my mom came to visit, and she brought us a kitten that she couldn't find a home for. And essentially, we ended up giving that kitten to a friend because the kitten and Wasabi just didn't get along. I don't know why, but eventually me and Amberlynn get other cats, and he's fine with those cats. I don't know if it was like the age he was at that he didn't get along with them. I don't know what was going on. They just didn't get along. And we gave her to one of my friends. I'm pretty sure my friend still has this cat. And she had other cats, and the cat did fine.
At first, I will admit I was let down because Destiny didn't mention the date when they gave Scarlett away. However, I watched the rest of this video just in case I got any more clues, and indeed I did, because Destiny was spilling her tea in chronological order, and the trip to Destin came after the story of them giving Scarlett away.
And then we went on vacation for Christmas. That was our first Christmas together, and instead of getting presents for each other, we went there and we kind of celebrated Amberlynn's birthday all in the same. So that's all for the year 2015.
Amber and Destiny left for Destin on the 25th of December after opening presents in the morning and a short work shift where they, had to call the fire apartment.
We could not do it. So then Destiny had to clock in, to help us, and she couldn't do it. We had to call the fire apartment multiple times to pick him up because he kept sliding out of his wheelchair.
And then they decided to stay an extra night in Destin.
So Destiny and I decided that instead of just staying one night in Destin, we're going to stay 2 nights in Destin. Why not? We're going to leave on my birthday, which is the 27th, and I have work on the 27th, so we're probably just going to leave Destin and come straight to work. I feel like all they talk about is work, and it makes me feel so bad.
All of a sudden, they seem to be a little bit more freed up to do whatever they wanted, I guess. I know, thank you for sticking with me. I told you this would be a winding road. However, because of this information, the timeline for Scarlett has now narrowed even further than I thought we'd get. Just like it did when we were looking at the Gracie to Wasabi timeline. It's just so much shorter than Amber makes it look or seem with the way that she orders and dates her videos. Here's the timeline, right? They got Scarlett on December 14th, and she was already gone by the time they left for Destin on the 25th. So, Amber flat out lied about Scarlett being with them at Destiny's dad's house when they got back from their trip.
I'm not sure when we're going back home. I think tonight. I don't know. We have the cats with us here. They've been here the whole time that we've been staying here. Sometimes we just stay here for reasons because we're super close to work here, and when we're at home, like, we're so far from work, and it's just sometimes it's just easier to stay here. We always bring our pets with us, of course, like, unless we're gonna stay for like 1 night or 2 nights. Like, cats are very independent and they have their food and their water and everything they need.
You know, it wasn't just like she stopped talking about her and hoped people wouldn't notice. She said that the cats were there, and they definitely were not both there. Scarlett was already gone. At max, this kitten was given 10 days, and more likely closer to a week, right? To acclimate to a brand new home with another cat who was already sick, mostly just being left alone in this new place while Amber and Destiny went to work and went on road trips and went to family members' houses and went to restaurants. They were just generally neglecting their new kitten and their unhappy, ill cat. Scarlett and Wasabi, they didn't get along. But Amber wasn't there trying to ease them into a new relationship and probably very scary situation for Scarlett and a stressful one for Wasabi. And then, to make things even worse, the opportunity to take Twinkie arises. And wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden their apartment only allows for 2 pets at a time. I don't know how they didn't know that previously, seeing as they had multiple pets in the past. But this is the first time it's mentioned. How convenient. We have yet another cat that has been kicked to the curb by Amber Reid. And this time, it was just a baby. At least she wasn't left out in the cold to fend for herself, like Rarity was, so I guess that's the silver lining for Scarlett. Alright, I think it is time for that second Corgi Cam before we wrap this video up with a few final thoughts. So if you missed either of those 2 details, right, the fact that the December 29th video was posted on January 6th, or that Amber did mention this weird kind of vague 2 weeks that Scarlett had, you know, it looked like Scarlett had either a 3-week trial or a 2-month trial, instead of just, you know, the 10 days max that she got. Now, I will say this, okay? Both cats were obviously going through something. And I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone's situations, you know, can be forced into the right fit for whatever 2 pets. Sometimes it really just doesn't work out between 2 cats or dogs or whoever, and that these 2 pets would absolutely be happier living in different homes. My point in saying all this is that these 2 people should not have had pets in the first place. Amber admitted to being in a bad place with her anxiety, and that she was overwhelmed with life in general. She and Destiny were almost never home, whether they were on 12-hour shifts at the assisted care facility, or out to dinner, or at a family member's house, or on a road trip to Destin or Alabama. And on top of all that, they already had 1 cat that was so sick that they were receiving anonymous donations of cat food. It was just reckless for them to even think that they could take in a kitten with everything that was already going on in their lives. And ultimately, it was cruel to Scarlett and Wasabi and to Twinkie. You know, Scarlett was set up for failure the moment that she arrived at Amber's. Wasabi continued to be sick, and he was now getting eye infections from the fights that he was getting in while left unattended with Scarlett. I do think it's important to remember that everything Amber claims today about always having loved her pets more than anything and always taking great care of them, that is completely false. And every single time we take a look at another one of her pet stories, it is right in plain sight. This is just one example out of many. Maybe if she didn't lie about it so much, people could at least start to try to forgive her for some of the things she's done in the past, but as time has gone on, she has only become more neglectful. She lost Rarity last year. And Rarity has nothing to do with this so-called character that Amber claims we've made up about her. That character doesn't exist. It's just Amber. You know what? That brings me to today's reminder. Today's reminder: pets need your time, your love, and your emotional support. And if you don't have those to give, please don't get one, let alone 3. Now, if you wouldn't mind helping me out with the algorithm, you can hit like, share, or leave a comment down below. And if you'd like to support this channel even more, you can consider becoming a channel member. I have seen so many of you out there supporting me recently, and I just want you to know that even if I haven't responded, I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. I'll leave a couple videos on screen if you want to continue watching, and otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Literally on the toilet. Anyways, so this is my outfit of the day. I got so many compliments on it. I was like, thanks.